Okay, so we are going to continue. We are going to implement now our 3 by 8 decoder. Okay, so we have here. Okay, so we have here the breadboard. Okay, it's now our breadboard. Now, if you can see, okay, so you have here this one. Okay, so these are not connected. So what we're going to do, we're going to connect these two first. Okay, this one, because these are not connected. Okay, you can see the W here in the middle. That means that they are separated. So first we are going to secure it by connecting the two. Okay, so this is now the wire. I will just untwist this one. Okay, and then we'll just untwist the wire. Okay, so see, for example, this will be used as our connectors for our VCC and our ground. Okay, so after you will be able to untwist the wires, again we are going to connect the um, VCC and ground. Okay, this portion here. Okay, so when you're going to, if you notice, your wire is not yet straight. Okay, so in order for you to straight your wire, you just stretch that one like this. Okay, you stretch your wire. Okay, so para mas straight siya. Okay, so if you notice, okay, so medyo straight na siya. Okay, so dili na siya katong curves, no? If you're going to look like if you're going to look at this, curve siya, but stretching that one, it will look like this. Okay, so dili na siya kanang ga curve or ga kulot-kulot, no? So next, what we're going to do is you can use this one. Okay, the wire stripper here, pwede siyang gamiton, or you can use, if you have no wire strippers, you can use nail cutter. Okay, I preferably use nail cutter. So okay, wait lang for a minute. Okay, so again, just try to cut this one first and tip, and then you do it like this. Okay, then you rotate your nail cutter, or you can rotate your wire. Okay, and then remove the shield of your wire. Okay, then stretch that one again. Okay, make sure that the wire, no, dili siya taas kaayo. Dapat ano lang siya, kanang tama-tama lang iyang kana distansya diha, no, para dili siya mag open wire later on pag iba siyang isulod sa or ibutang sa breadboard. And then fold this one. Okay, fold. Okay, like if you look like this, naka-fold na siya. And then insert it here. Ito na lang. Okay, insert. And then try to measure kung asa taman ang imuhang putlon. So here we try to put a marking. So here, so diri banda. So I prefer to use this one because it is easy for me to make a marking. So ito. So diri siya dapit banda. Wait. Okay, so you put in markings here like this, and then after that remove, and then look at the markings. Okay, so kani iyahang markings. Okay, and then you cut the portion nga sakto lang pud siya ang katas-on diri. Okay, sakto lang yang katas-on diya, so dapat pantay na siya. Then move or cut, and then after cutting, So try to remove the uh, portion of this insulation. Okay, and then remove. Okay, so again fold this one like this. Okay, so and then what you're going to do, you're going to insert it here. Okay, so there you go. So yung ani siya, no? So that means that they're already connected. And then we're going to make another one. This one is the other color para mas ma-identify na to later on, which is the VCC and the ground. So stretch this one, stretch your wire like this. Okay, and then again okay, move the excess, and then we're going to cut a wire here. Then remove, and then again you fold this one, then you measure kung asa dapit ang imong putlon. Okay, same lang sila sa diha. You put a marking here, and then you cut here. Okay, you put a marking and then you cut, and okay, so again rotate the wire, and then remove the naputol siya. So careful lang, no? Do not put too much force kasi maputol ang wire. So let's repeat. Okay, so then now the good thing here is para mabalaan mo siya sa kalalom. Okay, if you're going to look at here, so diya lang taman siya sa pulanan sa imuhang decoder. Okay, see, diya lang banda, so diya lang taman. Okay, and then you remove the insulation. Okay, when I'm using the nail cutter, it is easier for me to cut the wires and also to remove the portion of the insulation. Okay, so you put the markings, after that you cut. Okay, you cut and then you remove the insulation. Now just in case there will be an excess, later on baka mag-excess, so we just cut it. Okay, so again remove. Okay, and then fold it again. Okay, so if you can see, no, so dapat pantay na siya. Okay, ang iyang tiil. Okay, and then we're going to place it here. Now the first thing that you're going to do is to secure, the connection, because this will be your supply. So here, this one here, and the other one here. Okay, and also this one and this one. Okay, now let's try continue. Let me continue this one first. Now be consistent also, no, with your colors. So if the portion here, so kung nadiri ang imuhang yellow green nga or stripe na wire sa diri sa left side, then all left side should be yellow green, no, para dali siya ma-identify. Okay, para ma-identify din nimo ang VCC ug ang ground. Okay, and then let's try to remove this one. Okay, then okay, so again, as I've told you that when you do the wiring, okay, dali lang siya. Ang problema gid nato is ang troubleshooting. Okay, so that's our main problem. Okay, so here, so as I've said, you need to make your wirings clean and neat. So in order to do that, so kindly stretch your wire para mas straight siya. Okay, so if you notice, all the stripe wires are on the what? Left side, yes, and the other one is on the right side. Katong green, no? Okay. And also take note here on top, no? The same, you're going to connect the sources here. Okay? The same color. Okay, so maybe we'll be using this portion here, the upper part. So I think we'll be consuming all the breadboard. So um, but when you're going to have a very large circuitry, so make sure that all are connected. Okay, so for the last two we have here and we have this one here. Okay, so we're done with the connecting all our supplies, the VCC here. You can choose either this one is VCC or ground, this one, or it could be ground and this would be VCC, okay? So the first, okay, let's go back to our equation. Okay, so here, okay, we're going to look at the, okay, here, the equation, okay, this one. So you have x bar, y bar, and z bar that is being added. Okay, so okay, by the way, we forgot to have the um, switch, okay, the push button, so we'll get some. Here lang. Okay, so we have our push button here. I forgot to introduce this one to you kanina. So these are our push buttons. this will represent our inputs. Okay, so let me start it here. You can put it here. Okay, this one. So let's start at this portion. So this will be our push button. Okay, so this will be our X, Y, and Z. Okay, this will be our X, Y, and Z. And then we're going to connect this one to the ground. Okay, usually if your setup for your IC is like this, okay, if you notice here, so there is a marking here kanina, no, kita may pahak diha. So if your setup will be like this, that means that on the upper portion here, that will be your VCC, and this will be your ground. Okay, so in that case, your ground will be this part here in green, and then the stripe will be your VCC. Okay, so we'll start with this inverter. Okay, you have the 7404 here. Okay, so let's put it here. So naa diri sa taas ang atoang markings. Okay, you have the VCC here. So let's try to put, okay, our VCC will be this one, the stripe. Okay, so magbutang sa tag VCC. Okay, 7404. Okay, so we're going to measure here. Okay, just like that. Okay, measure na to. Okay, so diha and or you can also use it like this, no, the same measuring distance. Okay, so diha. Okay, so we put markings and then we cut. Okay, and then we put it here. This will be our VCC. Okay, then our ground will be this one. Okay, kaning green. So we put a color coding para mas dali ma-identify ang VCC and ground. Okay, so this one. Okay, so this will be our ground. Okay, so here take note that all our inputs will be connected to the ground. So I will be putting a ground sa tuang sa tuang buttons. Okay, okay, so later on, if you will be used to do the wiring, so in most cases, pag how did you mo wiring, pwede na mo siya dili pwede na mo dili magsukod-sukod, no? Ma-estimate naman ninyo kung sa ka laya ang distansya nga inyuhang tutlon later on. So but for now, since you are still beginner, so what we're going to do is just we're going to measure. Okay, so natay ground. Again, as I've said, I'm particular about your wiring, so see to it that your wirings are net and clean. Okay. Okay. And take note also that your okay. So okay, so we're done putting ground to our inputs or buttons. Now we're going to connect our um, buttons to your VCC. So we have here a 1K resistor, this one, okay, which should be connected to the VCC. Okay, we're just going to connect this one to your VCC. Okay, again, for this one, for your resistor, see to it that you're going to cut it. Okay, i-cutting mo na siya para naka-flat ang inyuhang resistor. Okay, so for this one, yan ako siya i-cut because this is the resistor niya sa laboratory, so yan ako siya i-cut, no. But in your case, so you have to cut it kasi daghay nagagamit ani sa laboratory. Okay, so we're going to put the resistor here, going to your VCC. Okay, now next we're going to invert all our inputs X, Y, Z. So you can use another color. Okay, so we're going to use this one, the green and the stripe, for our VCC and ground. So we're going to use another color for this one. Okay, so we're just going to untwist the wires. Okay, okay, so again, stretch the wires to make it straight. Okay, then we're going to again take note of this one. Okay, of your pin configuration for 7404. So this one is the input. So here, kani siya, first will be the input, then ang katapad is output. So input, output, input, and then you have output, input, output. That will be the sequence. Okay, the same thing sa ilalo, input, output, input, output, input, output. Since you have only 3 inputs, you have X, Y, and Z, so pwede gamitin nato sa taas. Okay, kaya tulo naman ka inverter ang available sa taas. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so we're going to, so you can assign either your X will be this one, your Y, and Z, or you could have X, Y, Z. It depends. But the bottom line there is that you're going to invert all your inputs. Okay, so we're going to connect it here just like this, and then we're going to measure. Okay, this will be input. Okay, and then we put markings, and then we're going to cut. Okay, Okay, then next we have the other input button. And then okay, so here, then we're going to measure here. Okay, okay, so we're going to cut. Okay, so we're going to connect it here. And then for the last one, so here, and then we're going to measure. Okay, okay, so we're going to cut the spine, that's not the pit. Okay, wait lang. Okay, okay, this one. Okay, so let's try to, okay, okay, so you have now your X, Y, and Z. Okay, then the output of which it will be ANDed. So we're going to use an AND gate. So this one, okay, you have the 7408 AND gate. So we just place it here. Okay, and then we're going to put VCC and ground. So again, this one is your VCC. I'm just going to measure. And then for the ground, so we have here, Okay, that is for your ground. And then next is we're going to connect all the inverted. Okay, so we're going to add all the inverted x, y, and z. So we're going to use this one, the stripe wire. This is stripe blue and white. Okay, again stretch. So this means that these are the outputs now of your inverted x, y, and z. Okay, so the good thing about using a color coded wire is it will be easier for you to identify the outputs. Okay. Okay, so say for example, this will be our x, y, and z, or let's say x, y, and z. Okay, so the output of your x is 1. Okay, that will be unded. So here, okay, again, so remember the pin configuration. If your VCC is here, therefore input, input, output, input, input, output. Okay, so we only need 2 AND gates. So in that case, you'll only be using this part here. Okay, so the output of your x, this is your x. Okay, that is your x. Just put the markings here. Okay, this one. Okay, so this will be your inverted x. That will be unded your inverted y. Okay, so this is your inverted y. This one. And that will be unded here. So we're going to put a part here. Okay, so this will be your other inputs. Okay, so this will be the output, input, input, and this will be the output. Okay, so the output here will be unded to the output here. Okay, so if this will be the output here, we're going to AND it here. Second input. Okay, output. Okay, output, input, input. Okay, this will be the input. So distansya na to siya gamay kay para di ta maglisod og cut. Okay, kaya po siya idikit kaayo kay ang pagcutting sa wire kung gamay kaayo lisod. Okay, then Okay, so output will be connected to the input of the other AND gate, this one, and the last one is the inverted Z. Again, stretch your wire. Okay, so this one, the output, connected to the here. Okay, let's put a marking here, and let's cut. Okay, okay, so this will now be your first output. Okay, so this will be our first output here. This will be our number one. So if you can see, this is now our LED. I forgot to introduce to you our LED. Now if you notice in our LED, okay, so ang isa ka tiil niya is gamay, kasi isa. So kaning gamay nga tiil, mo ni ang ground. Okay, kaning gamay, mo ni ang ground. Kani may VCC ang taas. If you notice also, wait lang po mo sa LED na siya pahak. So kaning na ipahak dili nga part, okay, mo na siya ang ground. So we're going to connect this one, okay. So connect na to siya sa ang ground na to is nasa taas. Okay, so that will be our what first output. Okay, so you have here X, Y, Z, and this will be our number one. Okay, so that is how you are going to do the wiring. So look at the wiring, it should be neat. Okay, dapat neat siya, and it should also be clean. Okay, dili ko musugutan ng naay mga jumper nang ipangsaksak nimo diha, nakaana siya, so di na pwede sa kuha. It should be clean and wired. That is why I'm teaching you how to do it. Okay, so ang pagpalimpyo sa ato ang wiring. Okay, so I am going to continue this one. Okay, continue na ko until the 8th output. Okay, and then we are going to do the functionality test. So for the meantime, I'm going to stop this video for a while because it's already time. It's already 4 o'clock, and I will be continuing this maybe tomorrow, and we'll continue until to the number 8, and then we're going to check for the functionality. Okay, so that's it.